centering himself. There he is. All right, we're here.
Are we ready?
We were ready like a minute ago.
Ready?
Yeah, we're ready, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Welcome to the FlipaForum Podcast, the ultimate tech podcast where we dive deep into the world of technology. Get ready to flip your perspective on the latest tech news, updates, and innovations. In today's episode, we have an exciting lineup of topics to discuss, including Apple's groundbreaking announcements from WWDC 2023. Super exciting stuff. We'll also be unpacking the highly anticipated Apple Vision Pro VR and AR headset, the thinnest MacBook 15-inch to ever come out, the MacBook Air, the powerful Mac Studio, and the Mac Pro desktop computers. We'll also explore the new features in iOS 17, including the name drop, the journaling app, and the revamped Messages app. So grab your headphones and join us as we dive into the fascinating world of technology. It's time to flip the switch on your tech knowledge with the FlipaForum Podcast. Let's get right into the Apple Vision Pro here. This is really, really exciting stuff to come out. So I'm going to give a quick overview on what it's about, and I'm going to talk a little bit about its features, and then we can get into the nitty and gritty. All right? So Apple has unveiled a highly anticipated Vision Pro AR and VR headset. It competes with the MetaQuest Pro and PlayStation's VR 2, offering a slim and lightweight design. The headset features a digital crown and comfortable band. It has high-end specifications and displays containing more pixels than a 4K TV. And guess what? It's powered by Apple's M2 processor and the new R1. R1, we'll talk a little bit about that. The Vision Pro combines augmented reality AR and virtual reality VR and is designed to integrate with Apple's whole ecosystem. Now, let's quickly run through the really exciting features here. Vision Pro has sensors and cameras for creating an augmented reality space at home and providing an immense and immersive landscape experience. It can display live feed of your eyes and use iris information for security and device unlocking. The Vision Pro is controlled using the user's eyes. Can you guys believe it? Hands and voice, and supports Apple's Magic Keyboard and Magic Trackpad. Now, let's dive right in, guys. Where could this technology go? What is this all about here?
It's really exciting to see Apple Vision Pro come out. Is it a new concept, though? It's like we talk about augmented reality and VR headsets, and they've been around for a bit.
Yeah.
But as I had mentioned in my last conversation on WWDC, Apple wants to really, really fine-tune the product that they deliver, and we were all wowed by, hey, what is this amazing product? So there's a lot that they're offering. It's really exciting from a user base perspective. They're also saying that this is as groundbreaking as when the original iPhone came out.
Yes.
So they're comparing it to that. So there's a lot that we're going to see in the coming months as we go into the new year when this is finally available. Really changes the way we live our lives, essentially. If you start thinking about how spatial computing works, it's not just limited to watching content on a screen or flipping stuff through, like gestures and your eyes and whatnot. There's just so much that you can do using AI as well, that this can really be a groundbreaking thing. The question is, did Apple get it right?
That's a very good question. Samir, did Apple get it right?
Did Apple get it right? Apple always seems to get it right. Somehow they always eventually come out on top. I just think their marketing and their excellent customer service and the quality of the product, far supersedes anything out there in the market. So they have a very strong base. They have a very strong fan base. And they've been able to maintain this fan base for as long as I can remember. And I think that's basically the driving force behind whenever something like this comes out, there's always a big push by that fan base. And they're very good at one thing. They're very good at building hype. And that has helped them extensively through the years. So yeah, I think it is definitely going to make a major impact in almost everybody's life. We're talking about hospitality. We're talking about the medical field. We're talking about the entertainment arena. So it's definitely going to make a very, very big impact. Now, the social aspects of it, how that's going to impact people and, how they live their lives, that still has to be seen. But I think from what I've seen, it is groundbreaking. Although it is a combination of existing technologies that they put together in a very sophisticated way. I think that it's definitely something that's going to be very helpful. So let's see what happens.
Great. You briefly spoke about, can Apple get this right when it comes to the VR and AR realm of things? Now, I completely agree. I think there's a lot of headsets out there that just don't live up to the expectation of what we would like it to be. But there's something that Apple has that no other VR headset has. Do you guys know what it is? I want to see if you guys can get it right. There's one component here that Apple has that no other VR headset has.
I guess if I had to pick and choose, I would say it's the ecosystem that they've built.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. They already have the ecosystem established, right? There's this one video in the presentation where the guy literally puts on the headphones. He opens up the MacBook. Screen turns black on the MacBook, and then all of a sudden you have the screen pop up on the VR headset. Now, obviously, all of its computing power comes from the actual MacBook, not from the VR headset. But it's using I believe it's the AirPlay functionality. Now, AirPlay is such a unique tool, and the fact that they were able to utilize that tool into the VR headset is completely game-changing, in my opinion. And the fact that they have so many cool applications within the operating system, the OS, it's a complete game changer. And that's definitely what Apple has to offer, and they definitely have the upper hand here. So I think they're gonna take it to the next level with this VR headset, and it's definitely going to be an integral part to our lifestyle. We can definitely get into the downfalls, the cons, the social aspects of it. But firstly, let's talk about, where can this technology go? What are some... Now, we've obviously seen what Apple has to offer here, but let's remember the first iPhone. It was very simple. It was just a touchscreen. You had a calculator on there. You had a camera app, and then later on they introduced the FaceTime. Slow upgrades over time. But essentially, if you look at the first iPhone, it was incredible. But you look back at it, it's very basic technology now. How long has it been? 15 years, I believe? Yeah. 15, 16 years? You look at the first Macintosh or the Apple One. They've came a long way. It was so big. So much technology has improved over time. It's got thinner. It's got faster. And you look at this new VR headset here and the AR headset. I personally prefer using it in AR settings. I think that's where the efficiency comes in the workplace. But currently, what it is right now, where could this go? What kind of technologies could we see it utilize over time?
I think I was listening to Samir here, and he talks about the medical field. I can very easily see something like this for surgeons, even prior to going into surgery, to understand, hey, like, this is what we're up against. This is what we're working with. These are the complications. It's great for Formula One drivers to just do their simulations. It's great for pilots. It's great for you start thinking about how vast the opportunity is. It really has a lot of potential. Where I see this going, and when I talk about AI, I see this as and Apple talked about it, as going down memory lane, going back and getting your brain and the neural part of your brain connected to old memories as well, reliving those memories, friends, family members that you may not live with anymore or are not around. You can actually go back and have that experience again. So what they're doing is they're creating an experience. This is not a product that they've put out. It's another experience. And once people start experiencing it, it will become more of a, hey, this is something I need. right? Professionally, as I said, doctors, Formula One drivers, it will become a need that, hey, this is changing the game.
Yeah.
And same thing when it comes to like recreational stuff, and we saw a lot of that. But I think it's the overall user experience. And to your point, if they've created this ecosystem, I think it's very easy for an iPhone user to just hop on and say, hey, this is very, very, very easy for me to pick up.
Yeah. And also, with the talks, well, a lot of talks about AI, how this will be implemented into the VR as well. And we talk a lot about how this can impact the business environment, whether you're in the hospitality business or you're in the medical field or you're in an office.
Well,
We understand that. But question, Samir, if you don't mind asking, how can this benefit our lives at home? Where could you see us using this?
Well, just before I move to that topic, I just want to mention that my niece has actually started training on VR, and she's going to be a doctor.
Very interesting.
So it's already in place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like the medical field has already seen it as a potential game changer for them on how it's going to help them diagnose, and as well as be able to be proactive in providing healthcare. So it's already happening, as far as I know, and this is in Newfoundland. So so as far as the home environment is concerned, it's gonna allow people to be, I would say, in two places at one time. When you always kind of think of, oh, I wish I was there. That I wish I was there is now possible, right? Just from what I've seen is the immersive experience that you get from being in this environment, which it provides you can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
So I think it could be very beneficial especially for people who live in remote areas, where they don't have much contact with the outside world, they don't have much contact with people. I think this is going to be very beneficial.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's also going to be very beneficial for families as well, right? They can interact with each other on a very, I guess, highly technical level, and have experience where they can collaborate and have that experience together. And again, it's like a mini vacation, right? So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I see as far as entertainment is concerned. And of course, there are going to be other ways to use it, as far as talking about house cleaning, or watching your pet or watching your dog, or just a lot of different things are going to happen.
Yes, some unique things that I kind of came up with. I'm like, how far can this technology go? The idea of trying on clothes, like, that's one of the flaws about buying clothing online, is that you're not able to try it on. But if you were able to put on a VR headset and kind of swipe through the different types of clothing, I think that's very cool. Or you can take it a step further and even think about, a lot of people, are very health cautious, and they like to follow their macros, their macronutrients, and they like to count their calories. Imagine going to the fridge with your VR headset and automatically looking at a piece of food, an apple, a banana. It automatically calculates the calories.
You think about something as simple as content consumption. We're now taking it to another level where we're saying functioning on a day-to-day will become normal and easier and more efficient because we have something like a headset, right? Think about, let's say I've got a hole in my drywall. I have no idea how to do it. I can put on this headset and it literally just walks me through how to do it at my home, in my home, in that particular setting. It can probably see behind the wall if there are any wires or any stuff that I need to keep an eye out for, maybe like a gas line or something, for example,
Exactly.
right? So
And it would
the
be
implications, yeah.
would be great in the construction
Fantastic, yeah.
business, of course. Clearly has a lot of potential benefits here.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be fair to not mention the potential flaws here as well. What are some of the cons?
One big one, and this is one that hit me almost 10 minutes in, social isolation.
Yeah, I
You
was
look
just about to
at
mention that. You're right.
you look at all of the videos that they've got, all the promos, all the fancy setups they've got on going for them. And the one thing that hit me is every single time we saw a user behind Vision Pro, they're by themselves. Family members are not present. They're not enjoying content together. They're not doing stuff together. So now they're slowly isolating themselves into another world. And if, let's say, this became down the road a product where it's a product that you want to share with your family and your friends, then you need multiple products. So if there's 5 family members, we're talking about 5 Vision Pros. There's a cost obviously cost associated to buying like 5 Vision Pros. But not only that, imagine 5 people sitting in a living room in front of one another, and right now we're on our phones. Imagine having 5 Vision Pros.
Yeah.
So
the introduction to the mobile device has completely changed the way we live our lives. Clearly, we've all become isolated. I think it's an important conversation. I don't think the conversation about isolation is too important for today's conversation, but it definitely is there. Going forward with this conversation, what kind of other technologies do you think this will completely erase?
I think it's coming after televisions first. It's coming after your even headsets. In some scenarios, when you use them at home, like what I'm wearing right now, I might not need something like this over the ear headphones. Outside of that, obviously you start thinking about your laptop, you start thinking about your iPad, and these are things and products that we use at home the most. I think this would then become that all-in-one solution.
Yeah, and I feel like there's so many different industries that will completely destroy over time. Samir, do you have any input?
The biggest one I see is the cinema.
Cinema.
That was just when I saw that, I just thought to myself, it's a good thing I'm not in the industry, because it provides you that same surround sound immersive experience.
Yes.
And it is quite profound. I mean, from what I could see, based on what I saw on the video, I mean, it's totally covered. It's like the whole big screen is right in front of you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can compete with that kind of experience. You got the Dolby and you got all the 3D headsets and all that. I think that's going to be old news. That's going to be history.
Yeah. Now, obviously, going to the theater,
it's a family experience.
You're with the family experience.
Exactly.
You definitely, I think there is a sense of community when you're around other people that you're going to be missing here.
Yeah.
Now, they can obviously implement some sort of cloud-based information into the system where you're able to communicate with other people within the VR, right? If it goes there, you like, for example, FaceTime, prime example. You're able to communicate with somebody over the phone. You're still able to build that connection with somebody. If they're able to implement that within the AR and VR headset, it can definitely take it a long way. Now, going forward, the one flaw with this headset, it's still fairly big. It's obviously not as big as the existing headphones AR headsets. But they did implement something unique here. They have an external battery source that's tied to your side here, or clipped onto the side. And a little bit flawed here because it's only 2 hours long. And I'm assuming charging something like that would take some time. So what's some of the solutions here over time? I mean, batteries have always been something that's kind of like a slow process. Is an external battery an option? What can they do here?
I think first generation products, they always have, I would say, opportunities, and you can say flaws if you want. You think about, you don't have to go that far back. You think about Samsung's foldable, the first version of it. There was a lot of hype, but if you think about it, there was a tiny screen on the front. That's what users would use the most. The hinge wasn't great. It wasn't waterproof. It was a $3,000 device. So when you start thinking about it, like, yes, it's a first gen product. It'll have its flaws. Over time, can it improve? Yes, absolutely. Like there's already, I was reading this article about like a German engineer who's working on charging your phone through Wi-Fi. So if Wi-Fi is eventually going to charge your phone, so it's going to become pretty common charging a product like this through Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and especially if it's a product that's supposed to be used at home. But yeah, first gen products, you should always take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I just have one more thing to mention here is the battery. Just the fact that we continue to use batteries is so bad for the environment. And I think the way technology is going is it's just moving so fast that we are forgetting that, that there is Mother Earth, and the Mother Earth is where we came from. And if we don't respect Mother Earth, it's not going to respect us. So just the landfills and just batteries and more plastic and
We need that free energy, Tesla.
yeah. I mean, we don't. I mean, it's hard to live like the Indians. I mean, live on the land and then give back to the land. But I just feel like technology is moving way too fast for us to keep up with protecting the environment.
Right.
Yeah, kind of how we delete Instagram once in a while. We take some fasts. I think it's important,
Yeah.
especially for the new generation coming up, to
Yeah.
be taught to. It's important to take a step back from technology
Mhm.
once in a while.
Exactly.
I think you can enjoy it. I think there's so many beautiful things about technology and where tech is going, but it's also important to understand the potential downfalls of where this can go. Another important thing that I haven't heard much people talk about: how bad could this potentially be for your eyesight? Now, as kids growing up, you always have our mothers telling us, maybe in our generation,
Yeah,
because we're on primetime TV here.
Right.
Don't sit too close to the TV and all that stuff, right? You'll lose your vision. And
Yeah, you ruin your eyes. That's what I used to hear.
this obviously has to have some sort of effect on your vision over time, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking it goes a layer deeper than that. You think about your vision is one thing, but think about AI, and AI, let's say you can set a program for AI to walk you through how to ride a bike, an electric bike overnight. You set it on your eyes and you go to sleep, or you set it on your eyes, you rest for an hour, and an hour later it's taught you how to ride a bike. That could be a positive. There's negatives to it as well. Like there's a lot of negatives, and there's enough bad in the world today. You don't want a product like this using software that it's not intended to be used for, to start using it for, hey, how do I do this? Or, how do I steal energy or what have you? I mean, there's like an endless list of things that we can probably not talk about on a podcast, but yeah, there's that aspect of it. Then there's the coming back to reality piece. You take the headset off. Are you ready to come back to the real world? Or is that going to be a shock?
If I could sum it up in two words, from a con standpoint, I would call it the big disconnect. I mean, just the word, you can understand what I'm saying here. Disconnect. It's disconnecting us from everything that we have known as a species. Since the dawn of time, being able to, we are social beings. And that is the core of who we are. And if you take that away from us, it's like taking your soul away. So although it's going to help a lot of people, with science, technology is going to help in the medical area. But what's the trade-off? What kind of trade-off are we getting here?
What's the opportunity cost, basically?
Exactly. Is it really worth it?
Yeah. So it's very interesting where this is going to go. I think there's going to be a lot of conversations about this in the near future. And it's definitely something we should all be cautious about. Now, I want to bring it back to what kind of things this will completely eliminate in terms of technology. Now, let's get into just the Apple side of things here. I don't see the use of the Apple TV coming soon. I don't see the use of an iPad coming soon. And guess what? The most popular selling item in the world, the iPhone. It will probably all soon become obsolete. Do you think this is a smart move for Apple, or do you think they don't have a choice because regardless, this is where everything's going to go?
I think they're trying to create a dominant space for themselves in a world where artificial intelligence, augmented reality is becoming more of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
it really comes down to adapt, or you kind of find yourself in a position where maybe BlackBerry found themselves not too long ago, Nokia. So they're trying to stay ahead of the curve here. Obviously, from a business perspective, it's great.
Yes.
Where will this land us? Will we all in 50 years have headsets and no cell phones? One can say that's not unheard of. Yeah, so
Interesting.
possible.
Samir?
I would see where this would go would be the size of this headset, and just it's going to become more simplified. It's going to become a lot easier to use. It's gonna not look like you're an alien when you put it on. It's gonna become more fashionable. Um, so I think they have to move in that direction. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. And they already know that. I mean, this is the first time this thing is coming out. So I'm sure they're already making plans to make this more sleek, more user friendly, and just easier to like take the bulk aspect, take that bulk factor out of it, and just make it easy. Like put on a pair of glasses, and that's all you need.
Yeah. I think there is a huge difference between AR and VR. I think we're talking a lot about VR here, the complications of VR. AR, I think, is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I think if we can have iPads and TVs floating in the air and having multiple screens while watching sports,
Yep.
is very, very cool stuff. And I think it could be a very efficient workflow in the work environment.
What's it called? Google Glass?
Yeah.
Those were like pretty neat looking glasses. If you ask me personally, like obviously now they're obsolete. They didn't go in the direction Google would have wanted them to.
Yeah.
But imagine having a product as the only product that you need.
Mhm.
You pick it up, you wear it, you call somebody, it's got its built-in headset, you talk to them, you
Yeah.
listen to music through that, you watch your content through that. Yeah, I think there's more pros than cons,
Mhm.
but ultimately, like you should also be cognizant of the fact that we are the ones to control it and not the other way around.
All right. Who's buying this? We all know this thing is not cheap.
Yeah.
This is literally 3 iPhones. I know the American price was listed at $34.99. That's probably going to be around $46.99 Canadian.
Yep.
Very, very expensive, and also there's going to be limited quantities. I heard that they're only selling about 300,000 units initially, and it's only going to be in the U.S. They're not going to be selling it in Canada or any other parts of the world. Do you think this thing is going to sell out the first week?
It really comes down to the hype.
Yeah.
Coming closer to when it's available. What does the hype look like? How has Apple further added, software to go hand in hand with what they're offering with the hardware? For me, if I was in the States, it's an easy sell for me if it had Apple Care. You know that about me. Because
Hummer in his Apple Care. Of
That's
course.
your Apple Care. Always can
Yeah.
return it.
Yeah.
you could break it, you
Yeah.
could damage it, you
Definitely.
could. So
Anything that's worth over $1,000, in my opinion,
yeah,
definitely Apple Care is worth it here. We can talk days about Apple Care, how great it is.
right.
But yes, Apple Vision Pro set to be released early next year, 2024. It's going to start in the States, and we'll see what happens.
I just to go back to the cost factor. I personally don't believe that it's going to be such a big deal because Apple products are usually priced on the higher end.
Yeah.
And that has never seemed to have it's never seemed to have phased them at all.
Mhm.
So because they're always backed with quality, they're always backed with like you said, the ecosystem. So I think the price is obviously not everyone's just going to buy it, but I don't think it's going to be such a big deal.
Yeah, and if the articles are true and they're only releasing about 300,000 units, I mean, you look at the iPhone, they sell millions.
Yeah.
So if they're only producing about 300,000 units, I'm hearing each store location is only going to have one headset.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. This thing is going to sell out.
Yeah.
The question is, will it be as popular as the iPhone? Will it be as popular as the MacBook and other Apple devices? Now, Amr, did you want to say something?
No, I the only thing I was going to add is it's a first gen product.
Yeah.
Over time, in the next 3, 4, 5 years as this becomes normal and there's more competition out there and clients and customers that are looking into this technology have the option of buying the alternative product, I think it will become very normal. To Samir's point, if we can buy today a $2,000 foldable, a $3,500 headset doesn't seem too crazy. You got to think about, though, if there are 4 family members, that's 10 grand, maybe more. Sorry,
Yeah.
my math is horrible as usual.
Yeah, but like you said, it's going to become more affordable because the technology is going to
will.
get older, and then there's going to be more competition. Obviously, they're going to have to do something with the pricing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Apple has always done what they always do is they always put out such a limited quantity, and it's that FOMO, right?
Yeah.
Fear of missing out, and they have always used that, and it always works for them.
It works.
Supply and demand.
Yeah,
It works.
exactly.
And
Scarcity.
I'm not going to be too surprised if in a year or so Samsung comes out with theirs, and then that's always been the case. Like, like Apple will set the trend, and then everyone else will follow. You think about something as simple as removing everything from the box. And now every single manufacturer that I can think of does not provide you with anything but the cable. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of companies that will follow, and it's good, and it's good for like the masses. Everyone can get to experience something like this.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's get it moving. We have a lot of things to unpack here today. Let's get right into the MacBook Air 15-inch. Is this a flop, or is this going to be the next hot-selling MacBook Air?
After Vision Pro, I'm not a MacBook user. I guess I can skip it. Samir.
Yeah.
Well, if I was a student, I would buy it.
Yeah, well,
So it's pretty simple for me.
as we know, the MacBook Air is the best-selling MacBook within the consumer world, and it's also a very affordable
Exactly.
MacBook. And considering the fact that they're introducing a larger screen for the first time, see, that's one of the flaws a MacBook Air had initially. It's a nice lightweight, but if you had to jump to the 15-inch or the 16-inch, you had to spend a lot of money because you're going to be required to go for the Pro models, right? So over here, the fact that they introduced something like a 15-inch, I think this is going to do great. Even though its power is identical, its battery life is, I think, pretty much the same.
18 hours.
18 hours. Weight, also fairly light. It's an interesting model. Now, the interesting Mac that came out recently, I would say, is the Mac Pro. Mac Pro introducing the brand new and most powerful M2 Ultra chip. Now, as we know, the Mac Pro was the last model that still included the Intel chips. So now they're finally completing the Mac family with all of their own Apple Silicon chips for the first time. I'm very excited about the Mac Pro because it's definitely something that we can use in our business for some more computing power when it comes to 4K video rendering and stuff like that. More power, can never say no to that. What do you guys think?
I think you were absolutely right. First thing that when I saw the 15-inch MacBook Air, at least, was students and how this is an absolute gift to them. You're on a MacBook Air. Obviously, it's a great device. It can do a lot, but it's cramped for room. And a 15-inch definitely will help students. So that's number one.
Did you notice that they have a headphone jack now?
Oh yeah,
that is a good
totally
point.
forgot
That
about
was
that.
something that stood out
Yeah.
to me. I was like,
Headphone
wow.
jack.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
student written all over it.
Very interesting
Yeah.
because they don't
Yeah.
have one Apple device that can fit into that little hole there.
Yeah, well, now
No pun intended.
But no, great addition.
Yeah.
You have a lot of students that obviously like to use headphones with jacks just like we do,
Yeah.
It's not going to die, obviously, But yeah, definitely exciting stuff here. I'd like to briefly talk about iOS 17. I think it's an exciting operating system that's going to be coming out. Pretty sure we can go into beta mode and test that out a little bit, but let me briefly talk about the features. Updates to the messages, phone, and FaceTime, option to create animated stickers from live photos, improvements to the autocorrect. We could talk about that a little bit. No more hey for Siri. We could just simply say Siri.
yeah.
And standby mode, I kind of like it, but it's kind of boring. Interactive widgets and mood tracking and the new journaling app. What do you guys like? What are you guys going to use?
I love the fact that dictation is going to be better because I use dictation a lot, not just for text, but for emails,
Yep.
what have you. So, I mean, an improvement there is a win for me. Being able to share my location with a loved one and checking in is also amazing.
Mhm.
I know, my wife's gonna love that.
She's going to love
Oh yeah, she's gonna have like tabs on where I am.
it. Put it in your mood tracking
yeah.
app. You can journal about it now.
So yeah, I think that's a big one. Overall, as I had mentioned in our last conversation, I think optimization of the existing operating system is what's happening here. We'll see more stuff integrated into Dynamic Island on the iPhone, but the best thing is they're working on improving communication, and that's why they highlighted text, call, and FaceTime.
Interesting. Samir?
They've also really taken the collaboration to the next level. I mean, you got SharePlay, you got Name Drop.
Talk in the mic, please.
So you got SharePlay, Name Drop. Now people can actually be logged in and be sharing the same PDF and and collaborating. So I know Samsung has that option where you can, what do you say, Name Drop? Is that
I think, yeah, you reminded me of an advertisement of an S4 where I saw like friends just like sharing like contact information and files just by hovering the device.
Isn't this old technology? Finally,
Yeah.
Apple.
yeah, that's exactly it.
It's just Apple had to do it in its own way. So
Yeah, so I think I mean it doesn't take away from what Apple offers. It just makes it even better because now people can say, well, Apple has it too.
yeah,
So yeah, I think the iOS 17 is definitely an upgrade
Yeah.
from what we have seen so far.
absolutely.
Were you the one that mentioned the location sharing and check-in safety?
Yeah.
You would love that, huh?
I wouldn't love it as much as I mentioned, my spouse would have like a, like an absolute, like,
Hey, Akshay, do you mind if we get some lively experience on the screen here?
Oh, it turned off. Give me 1 sec.
okay. So no, I think it's great to have. I know my brother, like he's out and about downtown Toronto. Sometimes like I'm trying to get hold of him and I can't. And this is something that's absolutely great to have.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to, I've been waiting for this. I don't even know why technology like this hasn't been released previously. Live voicemail with real-time transcription.
Yeah.
That is incredible. I don't have to pick up my phone anymore. I can just read it. If it's a waste of time, move on. If it's really important, I get it as a text message in live time. Boom, I'll call them back. But now, you don't have to have all of that.
Oh, I hate checking my voicemail.
I don't even check my voicemail. It's
Nor
so
do I.
old school. That's
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I checked my voicemail was, I think when I didn't have white hair.
Yeah, the only reason why I ever even check my voicemail, Samir, is to delete it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just keep
Just
hitting.
in case.
Keep hitting 7
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so yeah, clearly WatchOS 7 not WatchOS, iOS 17 is going to be an exciting release. Can't wait to get into the beta and play around with it a little bit. Let's briefly talk about WatchOS 10. Now, not much going on here. Obviously, a complete redesign. Not a complete redesign, but they got some really cool features implemented here. How are you guys going to use WatchOS 10? What's the number one feature you like about it?
I know you've been really excited about WatchOS.
Very excited.
Um,
There's one thing in there that we're going to briefly talk about, which I think is a complete game changer, especially in my lifestyle. But I'll let you start.
I think for me, it's funny. I have the Apple Watch Ultra, but I primarily use it as a fitness tracking tool. I use it for waypoints and whatnot. So there's a bunch of fun stuff on OS 10, but for me, even right now, I'm carrying one of my iPhones. This is connected to the other one. I don't seem to care. So not that big of a change for me.
Mhm.
Samir, what are your thoughts?
Well, the only thing I can see is improved medication reminders.
Oh yeah, watch. Sorry to cut you off. Watch Apple iOS 17 grocery list reminders.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Click
Well-
that, it deletes. I love that. Love that feature.
Okay.
For WatchOS 10, let's get back into that.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Well-
Improved medication reminders, hiking workouts, updates for hiking workouts.
Yes, yes. A lot of
Yeah.
cool stuff with the hiking now.
Yeah.
Samir, remember me and you went hiking about like 3 years ago? We went with a group of people. I think it was just me, you, Joe T, some other people. And we
Yeah.
all got lost.
Yana, yes.
Yeah. And we all got lost and we didn't have any cell phone reception. And
Yes.
we didn't know where we were. We just continued walking and walking and walking until we figured it out. And eventually we figured it out. But with this new technology that's currently being released in the Watch OS 10, is going to be a complete game changer. Now, hiking workouts are improved with the new compass and map features. The Compass app will auto-generate 2 new waypoints. One that indicates the last place that you had reception with your carrier, and another that shows you where you can make an emergency call using any carrier network. Now, I think this is completely groundbreaking here. Let's say you're in the middle of the woods, you're taking a hike, boom, you lose reception, it will automatically tell you where you lost the reception so you can trace your way back. But it will also tell you where is the next access point where you're going to be able to get that reception back. I think it's going to save a lot of lives, it's going to save a lot of time, and it's going to be a lot more efficient in our lives.
Yeah, I think you're making me think about the fact that I fell off a ladder not too long ago.
Oh,
Fall detection. That was the first thing that popped up on my watch. I
Yeah.
think they will further refine it. They'll make it better. But I think having something, it's like someone watching over you. Someone's got your back. When no one's around, it's really good to have. But I think we'll experience it and we'll know more. So
I
let's see
think
what
it would
has to
be
offer.
it would be really great to give it to your grandmother because
Yeah.
you don't have to wear the safety bracelet anymore.
Right. My only concern though, and I don't know why this is a concern because I get 5 to 6 days battery life, is will it impact my battery life? Because I'm loving having extended battery life on my watch.
yeah, that is true. That is a good point. That's why we always turn off the always on display.
Yeah. Wow.
Anything else you guys want to add?
No, I
Akshay,
think-
how you enjoying yourself there, man?
I'm good, just focusing.
You
know?
quiet. You in the
Yeah.
game today, huh?
Yeah, I'm in the game, bro. I'm in the zone.
You in the zone. All right. All right, guys. Other stuff that came out recently, the new AirPods, I believe, right?
Yeah.
USB Type-C,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just USB Type-C, nothing really interesting. Obviously, everything's going to be moving towards the USB Type-C.
Right.
I think the other things are kind of miscellaneous. The Mac OS is interesting, but
Yeah.
Not-
What's it called? Sonoma? What's the new one?
yeah, I don't even know the name. Let's see here. I believe it was called,
Something Sonoma.
I don't know. It starts with
S.
S. Yeah. So, who's using the journaling app here?
Samir.
Yeah. I gotta journal my boring life.
Yeah. Let's keep this going, guys. I got a little surprise for you. We're gonna play a little game here today. And I'm gonna ask you guys some questions. And we're not gonna have too much conversations about these, but we're gonna give very simple answers. I'm gonna ask you a question, make it very, very simple, and it's gonna go like this. The first question is the straight up coolest feature announced at WWDC. And guess what? It cannot be the actual headset. You can't be like, oh, the VR headset, or I like iOS 17. It has to be very, very detailed. To you personally, what is the straight up coolest thing that got released to you?
Oh, I'll definitely go with enhancements to FaceTime as well as the messaging app. Those two for me are key. As I mentioned already, like having the ability to check in and all of that is fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing it being implemented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Samir, you got anything?
No more Hey Siri.
That's the number one thing.
That's
for you?
it for me. Just the Siri. I couldn't do the hey. It would. I wouldn't want to use it just because I had to say hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to say
Yeah.
hey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
It just makes me feel like more important when I say Siri.
I didn't know this guy hated
Makes
Hey so
Samir
much.
cringe.
I hate it.
Hey
Hey,
Siri, but now it's kind of weird. It's like
Yeah.
how many words did we say? Because we know Hey Siri is quite sensitive. Sometimes it just pops up. You
Yeah.
didn't even say it. Now we don't even have to say Hey. We just say Siri. It's like it's gonna pop up on your phone every single time. This technology better be better.
yeah, yeah. Siri.
Akshay, you got anything?
No, not really. I'm focused on this.
Well, we watched we watched it we watched the presentation together. Was this was this one thing, one feature that really stood out to you?
That really stood out to me. One feature that really stood.
I mean, you
out
could
to
play PS5 on that thing.
Yeah, that was the one thing that stood out to me. Playing PS5,
Yeah.
watching movies. It's so much more immersive now
Yes.
than it
Yes.
ever was before. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll also add to it the multiple screens you could have at the same time, like watching sports.
That's gonna
is-
be overload though.
no,
don't
but
you
watching
think?
sports, for example, imagine watching every single NBA game out, and you're
From an aerial view.
oh,
like,
that would
yeah,
be cool.
that would
be
be
cool.
crazy,
That would
yeah.
be cool. The one thing that really stood out to me was how the AR headset was able to implement the front area where they can show your eyes
Mhm.
when you're in AR mode, and whenever you're in VR mode, they will kind of create this illusion that you're not there, and the person that's in front of you will understand that
Yeah.
this guy's in his own world right now, and I should not disturb him. But if you can see the eyes, they can clearly see you. So I thought that was a very
Not just the
unique feature.
eyes. I think facial gestures, body language.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can pick
yeah.
up everything. That's
the whole
amazing.
shebang. Yeah, very
Yeah.
interesting.
I think even as far as FaceTime is concerned, when you're actually within the, within the call, they've used AI to create the whole image of that person that you're talking to. It's quite amazing. It's not actually that person, but it's an AI representation of them.
Yep.
That's what I found pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And the speed at which it does it and creates that
Yep.
experience.
I felt like it
Yeah.
was more of a hybrid memoji.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's not
nice.
emoji,
very-
you're right?
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
emoji, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was quite remarkable.
yeah.
Cool. Obviously, a lot of cool features. But the next question is, what's the one feature you find yourself using all the time? The one feature that was released recently that you find yourself using all the time.
You mean the iOS?
Anything. It can be anything from that presentation. The one thing you find yourself using all the time.
Live transcript.
Live transcript. Like that.
I would say
Just to confirm, that's a transformer autocorrect. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, also voicemail and like ignoring and whether or not I have to take a call or not if I'm getting a voicemail.
all
yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. Definitely.
For me, yeah, because the number of times I have to call in to delete voicemails is just ridiculous right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say for me, the one thing that's gonna completely change the way I live my life. I'm a big AirTag user. Did you guys hear about the AirTag sharing?
Yeah.
Now, let's say me and Samir have AirTags right now, and we're driving together. I'm gonna get messages that somebody's following me, but I know it's Samir, right? But if we constantly travel together and he shares his AirTag to me and I share my AirTag to him, we're gonna know that we're traveling together. And we're not gonna get those stupid messages that are
Yeah,
constantly
yeah.
bombarding us with,
Yeah.
look at this, look at that, you know.
Right.
That was a very interesting thing that they didn't even talk about too much. You know,
Right.
I just kind of read up
Right.
on it. And I'm like, finally, AirTag sharing. I love that.
Mhm.
Samir, you got anything?
I just want to see how that whole collaboration is going to work. As far as just like hanging out and just watching something together. As long as I guess you both have Apple devices.
So what's the specific feature? Do you have any specific feature? It can be something like the M2 Ultra. Like we can definitely use that in our business. You know, the M2 Ultra new chip within the Mac Pro. Obviously, he mentioned the live messages within the voicemail or autocorrect. Is there anything specific on there? Do you find yourself using the PDF, the new PDF feature on the iPads? I will. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I mean
Maybe.
it adds to the convenience, but it's not something I'm going to use. It's not something it's going to be like, oh, I have this.
Gotcha.
For me, it's the collaboration, and yeah, I mean from business standpoint, the M2 Ultra, which is about 7,000 US,
Mhm.
that's what it's priced at.
Mhm.
I mean, it's very, very powerful. It's like two chips combined together.
Yeah.
Also, nobody talked about it, obviously, because the iPhone's not out yet. But if the iPhone comes out with a telephoto lens, I think iOS 17 is going to be a banger in terms of delivering the best image quality that you could possibly ask for. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Very, very good point. Let's keep it going. Something that you care about that no one else cares about when it comes to the presentation. Is there something that you're like, whoa, definitely care about that, but I know most people probably won't care about it. Do you guys have that one thing? Like for me personally, I like the standby mode. I thought it was very interesting because my phone just sits there while I'm sleeping, but now I get to have a little standby mode. You know, I could see the time.
Yeah.
I could see other information. It's always on display. Why not turn it into an actual clock? I like that. And I know most people probably think it's kind of stupid, but I like it.
Yeah. I think it makes sense for everyone who's into using MagSafe wireless charging.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
for
what
me, I bought a 96 watt charger, a 61 watt charger. That's what charges both of my devices. I'm done in an hour. So for me, I guess not as much, but I see that it would help a lot of people. Yeah.
Samir, you got anything in mind?
I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, I'll give you one on my end.
Yeah.
Definitely the hiking one in terms of
Yeah.
Watch OS.
Hiking.
Yeah,
yes.
hiking literally once a week. I love it, and it's just gonna give me a complete peace of mind.
What I do really actually come to think about it, actually, I want to really look into the journaling aspect of it. I mean, I hear it's quite interactive. It kind of guides you along as you journal. It kind of gives you pointers and gives you suggestions, and if it kind of tells you if you're crazy or if you're not crazy.
Yeah.
Which kind of helps sometimes. Some days you feel like you're freaking nuts. So I think the journaling is definitely going to help, especially in the fast-paced environment that we work in.
Yeah.
So I think just
What do
putting
you-
down those
What do you guys
thoughts.
think about the mental health app?
Yeah,
That
that's
one
tied
was-
into the journaling.
Yeah, that's tied into the journaling app.
Yeah.
I think it's great. The fact that you can tie in your feelings with direct pictures and a location on a map can definitely create some sort of feeling when you go back into it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people can definitely find it beneficial. Do I find myself using it? Probably not. I might give it a try just to see how it
Yeah.
works. But who knows? There's a lot of people out there that like to journal and write diaries. And if you can get something that, kind of puts a picture to it, it can definitely be beneficial. Do you see yourself using that?
No, mindfulness for me comes from flipafone.com and checking out what inventory you have. So
We'll get right into that, folks. But I have one more question for you before we proceed. 5 words to describe the Vision Pro. Only 5 words, one sentence. I'll give you guys to think a little bit. Actually, this is one's for you
I
as
know
well.
the sound effect would be perfect right now.
Play something. Let's make this fun, bro. Woo! I love that. All right. 5 words to describe the Vision Pro.
groundbreaking, the future, unique.
One sentence.
In
one sentence.
In one sentence, you just
Yes,
made it better
yes,
for me. Okay.
Yes. Let's make it harder.
A groundbreaking product that is futuristic, unique,
Groundbreaking.
futuristic, unique, and advantageous.
You're going too far here. 5 words only, my friend.
So that's my sentence.
Okay, Samir. You got anything?
Well, he stole my groundbreaking, so I have to say
That's why I
revolutionary.
said it first.
One sentence.
Revolutionary, adaptive, futuristic.
AR, VR.
AR. Yeah.
VR.
AR.
That's one sentence. For me, obviously, I'm asking the questions here, so I had an answer already. And it's not as unique as you guys, but it's very simple. Eyes, hands, do it all. Eyes, hands, do it all. That's the best part about the Vision Pro. Man, you look at an icon, it will select.
Mhm.
You pinch it with your fingers, it will select. You use your mouth too, that's pretty cool. You just start typing stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Akshay,
I got 2 words: multi-dimensional. Like, so you can use it kind of. It interacts with other Apple products. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
for the VR AR, if you look at a computer, you can see the computer screen pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it's very interactive. That's the one. That's more than 5 words, but yeah.
No, for sure. Cool.
I just wanna go back to what Michael just said. The whole pinching aspect of it was very mentally stimulating.
It's gonna be interesting. Remember the mouse, the magic mouse?
Yeah.
That was such a cool, revolutionary
You
product.
know,
Or the touchscreen, the multi-touch.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see where
Minus
this
how
stuff
you charge
goes.
it.
We'll see. We'll definitely see where this stuff goes. I'd also like to make a quick introduction. A little bit off topic here, but definitely on topic for us today. We would like to formally introduce our brand new website. Akshay, can we go on www.flipafone.com? That's Flipafone with an F. FLIPAFONE.com. Boom. Buy
was-
certified pre-owned phones. We got everything here. Akshay, can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah.
You can shop our collection. We have iPhones, Samsungs, Androids, iPads, and tablets such as Samsung. We got Macs, everything from MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, iMacs. We got watches from Apple to Samsung. We got all kinds of Microsoft computers. We got a lot of high-end camera stuff. There's a lot of stores out there that do not deal with the camera stuff. We're super specialized in the camera gear. We love it here. We also have drones. Drones, definitely something that's very cool. We got lenses for the cameras. We got gaming, everything from PlayStation 5 to the VR headset that's coming out. We got some VR headsets up for sale right now. We got some HTC Vives. I've used one of them. They're pretty cool. But you see the difference with these VR headsets? They got stuff in their hands.
Yeah.
It's not as seamless as the new Apple headset is. We got the Steam Deck and all that stuff here. Can we go back to the other screen? What other stuff do we have? We also deal with home appliances, everything from Google Nest stuff, Dyson product, vacuums, hair care, air care. We got it all here pretty much. And you guys can simply go onto this website, just give it a quick browse, see what you like. And if you like anything, you can easily book an appointment with us and pick it up. I can guarantee you we have the best service here. We got the best prices and we got proof. Umar.
I can vouch for that.
Omar. Yes. Samir, do you want to talk a little bit about how much work we put into this website?
a lot.
A lot. We are super proud about releasing this website. We worked on this for a long time. And, Samir played an integral part here. I'm going to let him speak a little bit on behalf of the website.
Well, flipafone.com is a very, very integral part of our business. And I mean, we all believe that the website is going to basically put us at another level, take us to the next level. We have been very fortunate so far that we've mastered the offline game. We have done it really well. We have done it very fast, and we have done it very economically. We have done it in a way that I don't think any company out there has been able to do it. And this has basically built a base for us.
Mm-hmm.
And this base that we've been working on. Well, as far as the website is concerned, we've been working on this for the last 2 years, and the reason for that is we have a lot of product, and we want to make sure that as we have a good, strong foundation, and that foundation that we can build on and we can adapt with. So the back end is very strong, and the front end. The front end is important because that's the first thing that people see. So. As far as the front end is concerned, I've done a lot of work in making it look professional, and also making it possible to navigate easily. And also, we've also tried to make sure that the people that do come on our website, they can contact us in a couple of ways. Of course, we have the chat, which again is being monitored constantly between the time of 11 to 6. During our business hours.
Yep.
and response time is within less than 5 minutes. So we are on top of that. So, as far as, like I said, this website is just a start. What you're going to see with flipafone.com. There's a lot more to come. Yeah, we're very excited about it.
Yeah, and a lot of people always ask us why are you guys called Flipafone? We initially started with the name Flipafone because we started selling only phones, and we slowly started to dive into different categories such as cameras, home appliances, MacBooks, even Samsungs. We initially only started doing iPhones, and as we started to grow, Flipafone slowly started to become a brand. We started to build a lot of clientele, and truth be told, we love the name. Our clients love the name. We decided to keep the name, kind of like Uber Eats. Uber Eats, right? Uber Eats. Why are we talking about Uber Eats?
Probably hungry.
No, my point here is Uber Eats is a company where they have the word eats in it.
Yeah.
But you can order candles from Uber Eats and stuff like that. So they kind of outgrown their name, but they're still decided to keep their name. That's kind of what we're trying to do here. We've developed a brand, and we worked hard at building this website, like Samir said, and we listened to our clients. We wanted to understand how they wanted the website built, and I kept on hearing simple, practical, premium, efficient, and I think we've implemented all of these factors here. And hope you guys enjoy it, and we'd love to hear your feedback. It's something that we're constantly working on. There might be some bugs here and there, of course, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll take it from there. Akshay, did you want to say something?
I just want to hand it over to Umar because he's been diligently watching the way we have moved from what he used to see.
Give us some compliments,
yeah.
man.
So let's,
I want to give you my honest feedback.
let's get some
here.
feedback.
That would be great.
Okay, so 3 years ago, I was basically following there was Facebook Marketplace page, and here and there, I was just going every day just to see, hey, what are the newer devices? I would call Mike, I would text Mike, just to get an update. Fast forward to this website. I am still checking every single day. Don't ask me why I check their website 365 days a year, but it is very easy for me to find a device that you guys have probably had for a couple of weeks, but I didn't know you had it just because of the layout, the way, things were advertised before. For me now, it's as simple as, hey, like, do I feel like getting an Android phone, or is it like an iPhone? Go through it, go into the one I like. At best, the only thing I still now bother Mike about is Apple Care. Do we have it or not?
Of course. Apple
But
Care, Apple Care.
I love it. It's amazing, and I'm really, really excited to see how this evolves. So to both of you, congratulations, and well done.
Thank you very
Thanks, Umar.
much. Akshay, I think we should end this off with some trivia. What do you say?
All right.
Can we pull out the Chat
the
GPT?
trivia questions?
Let's bring out some Chat GPT, huh?
Okay, yeah. Are we writing?
Yeah. We're gonna do it a little bit.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
pull
do a
out
little bit of
the
different thing.
whiteboards.
Yeah, we got some whiteboards here. So last time we played this little game, and we didn't have these whiteboards. So everybody gave their answers, and this way you're not going to be able to cheat. Whatever you write down, you got to show.
That's what Samir said. He said you keep copying my answers.
Question for you guys: what theme do you guys want to do today? Particularly Apple products, or like
Let's do 1976 Dyson.
Dyson.
No. Let's I'm gonna let you be creative here.
Okay, give me one moment.
Whatever you want to do.
In the meantime, you guys can chat, and I'll get it all set up.
Yeah. I like these whiteboards.
No, I actually was at the Samsung store today, looking forward to what's coming. I think there's a lot of hype that they're creating around their next generation foldables.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to that. I hear they're pulling up their release date to July this time around, which will probably give them more time to get ahead of the curve when Apple releases in September. So
Yeah.
interesting to see how many people will hop on that wagon, given that they have an extra month.
Yeah. Did y'all guys also hear about Ford? How they're gonna start using Tesla's chargers?
Yes, I think
They finally just gave up. I mean, you can't beat Tesla when it comes to the charging stations. Everybody just is gonna have to adapt to their style.
yeah.
And just go along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be an exciting game. Let's make some predictions. How many questions? 5? We're going to do
5.
5?
Yeah.
Best of 5?
Yeah.
Whoever loses has to buy his dinner. I feel like we're on a game of Jeopardy.
We're just missing, who? Vanna. What's her name? White?
Who?
Vanna White?
You know that? Who's that?
No?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Sorry for you guys.
By the way, we're going to talk a little bit about UFOs next week.
Good.
We're going to talk a little bit about UFOs next week. It's still tech related, so we're going to talk about it. We love UFOs here.
I love UFOs.
All right.
Samir loves it. He talks about it in his dreams.
I miss UFOs. Inside joke.
All right.
You guys ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. Question number 1. What are some common applications of AI in everyday life?
Common applications.
That you use on an everyday basis.
I mean, there's so much. Artificial.
You could. There's a variety of answers.
I mean,
but
technically, autocorrect is is it AI, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Is there one answer? It sounds like there's a lot of
There's
answers.
2 answers in this one.
But there's more than 2 in my opinion.
Yeah, but I guess so. It's saying Siri and Alexa. That's
Oh,
yeah.
no, there's way more than that.
There's way more than that.
I'd ask a little bit more specific.
More
questions.
specific.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let me
'Cause
see.
that one there's so much out there.
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Okay, I got one right here.
New Journey. I mean,
Are you guys
even
familiar with
video
the,
editing your videos using a? Actually, no, that's artificial. Yeah,
That is AI, yeah. Are you guys familiar with the Turing test?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, okay.
What is that?
The Turing test is a test proposed by British mathematicians Alan Turing to determine if a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior.
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it
Yeah,
Apple.
it's
huh?
it's
Let's
too
keep it Apple.
complicated. ChatGPT's got getting me all confused
Let's
right
keep
now.
it Apple. Same thing as last time.
I'd have a PhD to answer that question.
Yeah.
According to my calculations. Yeah, guys, everything is on the go here. No, we don't know what kind of questions are going to be asked, and quite frankly, he doesn't know what kind of questions he's going to ask either, because we're using AI here. We're going to use ChatGPT every single time to pre-generate these questions, so everything is completely unexpected. It's getting hot in here.
Thought we were gonna do some mindfulness here.
Oh, okay. Home.
Do you have the new app, mindfulness app?
I think he is the app.
It's a reincarnation of,
Yeah.
What?
Reincarnation of Buddha.
Oh. I said something else.
All right. Seems like we're back to Apple. That's what it is.
Yeah, let's just keep it Apple.
Okay. Who is the co-founder of Apple Inc. alongside Steve Jobs? Who was back in the day?
Man. Who was the co-founder?
Yeah, the co-founder. The co-founder and founder.
Yeah.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
All right. So the answer is Steve Wozniak.
Right here.
He got it. Steve
I
Wozniak.
That
said
was
Steve.
Steve.
I said Steve.
I told you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Second-
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So-
Second question.
Yeah.
In what year was Apple Inc. founded?
Oh,
Ooh. Okay. Ooh. That's a tough one, huh?
I can see what I'm saying.
Oh, true. I know how you did all of your exams. I'm gonna take a guess here. Founded, eh? Okay. I got one. Everybody got a date? Let's pull it out.
What'd you guys write? What,
1969, 1973, 1976.
1976 is the correct answer.
Oh, bro, I thought you knew that.
No.
Apple Inc. was founded on April 1st, 1976.
76, yeah.
So you're telling me they created the Apple One in one day? They released the Apple One, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. How long did they work on the Apple One for?
I'm not too sure, but this is the
It was
answer.
founded. I
It
guess.
was founded. The
Officially.
company
Yeah, but they call-
started. They didn't
Officially.
release the Apple
Well,
One.
I knew
when
it
the
was
company started.
1976 for the Apple One. That was their first release ever, but I would have assumed that they would have started the company previously. Anyways, okay, let's move on.
Okay. Which Apple co-founder left the company in 1985 but returned in 1997 to help turn it around?
Got it.
Yeah, Jobs.
Well, okay. Yep, Steve Jobs.
Let's do some tech-related stuff.
Bro, I'm trying, bro. I've been typing it. It's giving me like things that you need to study for, like what's HTML, JavaScript, like crazy questions.
Yeah, you want to be specific with your prompts.
Yeah, okay. Give me one sec.
I've got a question for you guys, but I have the answer, so I don't think that counts.
Go ahead. Let's make this fun.
I guess iOS 7, we can safely say, was the platform that was more in line with what Android had to offer. Which iPhone was it released with?
iOS.
iOS 7.
I'm gonna say the 4S. Actually, I said my answer. I guess I shouldn't have said it.
It's going to be horrible if I get it wrong, but I got it. I've written it down. You wanna
What's the answer? Yeah.
Oh, it's the iPhone 5.
The
iPhone 5?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got a good question for you guys here.
Go for it.
What is the most widely used web browser worldwide? So it could be Safari, Google Chrome, Firefox.
Nice question. I like that. Okay. And
Got it.
of all time or currently?
Of all time, like worldwide of all time. Well, actually, currently, technically, I would be currently. Yeah.
Okay.
Camera can see my answer.
Yep,
Samir,
okay.
you can't.
What did
Okay, we're
everyone
done.
write?
All right. I said Chrome.
Chrome.
You guys are all correct. Chrome is the
Sweet.
answer. All right, last question. This is a little bit of a hard one. What does the acronym USB stand for?
USB.
Yeah, USB.
I think I got it slightly wrong.
It's an interesting
Copying
name.
my answer here, Samir. Okay.
It's an interesting
Copying
name.
my answer here, Samir. Okay. I'm just going to add another one. It's either or neither.
All right, everyone reveal their answer.
I can go first, or you can go first.
I said Amr says bye. And that's a wrap, folks.
That's funny.
All right, I wrote universal storage bin / box.
Samir.
Hello, Universal Serial.
You're correct. It is Universal Serial Bus.
Yeah.
That is a very weird name, but that is
I
the
had
name.
absolutely no idea.
Yeah. I don't know how you knew that. I have no idea
I
what
knew it
that's-
was Universal, but I had
Yeah,
no
Universal,
idea. I
yeah.
had
How
no
did I
idea
know?
what
'Cause
else the other
I
ones
used to
would be.
work in tech before.
Yeah, back in the day when those words actually mattered.
60%. That goes in line with my academics. This
Nice.
is how I.
Universal storage bin.
All right, perfect. Those are all the questions.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you for having another successful podcast, and that's a wrap, folks. Stay tuned for the next episode.